What's up, family? What's up? What's up, man? Man, let's go JSU. Man, family, pray for me. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give you guys a minute to get in here. Oh man, I'm nervous. I'm nervous. My hands are sweaty. Oh man, I'm nervous. This is gonna be a rough one. This is going to be a rough video. Mm. Come on in, come on in. We're gonna get started in a minute. Man, man, family. This is our 900th video, our 900th video that we've uploaded to YouTube. We've been going since August 24th, 2020, and we have 900 videos uploaded. This is the 900th one. And it's crazy because, I thought that it got easier. You know what I mean? I guess it's easy to get up and talk about stupid stuff, but man, we're talking about real life to life stuff, some real heart to heart stuff. Thank you, Queen. Is that Queen Dee? Man, fighting giants. Excuse me, not fighting giants. It's another video I made a while back, facing giants. This one's fighting demons, overcoming, conquering. I'm nervous. I'm nervous. Fighting demons, overcoming monsters. I'm conquering monsters, conquering monsters. What's up with you, Scorpio lady? Say the title again. Fighting demons and conquering monsters. Man, it's a trip because a few years ago, I read this book. I've made a video about this too. Um, Touching Spirit Bear. Touching Spirit Bear. Man, I read this book a couple of years ago and made a video about it. And I think I had that book in storage somewhere. Um, and the other day, the Queen came home and she brought this book to me. And she's like, "Man, something told me to get this book for you. You would like this book. You would resonate with this book." And she sent a picture of it to me. I was like, "Man, I love this book. It's one of my favorite books. Stay with me. We're going somewhere. It's one of my favorite books." And again, it's Touching Spirit Bear. I can't even say the author's name, Ben Michelson or something to that effect. Man, hold it up close so you guys can see it. Man, this is an amazing story. Amazing story. Talks about this young kid from Minneapolis who grows up and he's extremely angry. And we're going to talk about anger tomorrow. We're going to talk about anger tomorrow. We're going to go do live tomorrow, probably 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And we're going to go off. You know what I mean? It's going to be a rough one tomorrow, talking about anger issues. And so, but touching Spirit Bear. Man, it's a trip. Back up. For those of you that don't know, I just compelled, man, to remind you guys, hey, November and December for these next 2 months, all coaching sessions are just $1 a minute. You know what I mean? So if you want a 30-minute session, it's $30. If you want an hour, it's $60. If you want 50 minutes, whatever you send, that's what your coaching session will be. We also do intuitive readings for a donation of $10 or more, whatever you want to give, $10 or more. We'll do a reading for intuitive reading and get that back to you. All that information will be in the description as well as in the comments. Okay. And that's for this month, the whole month of November and the whole month of December. Touching Spirit Bear. This young kid in Minneapolis grew up and wealthy family. Um, and but he had some problems that he had to deal with, and nobody was really there to help him. So every time he got in trouble, man, they just paid for the lawyer. They just paid, to shut it up and sweep it up under the rug and just to push it away. And it got to the point to where he hadn't dealt with his anger, and man, he got into this fight because he did some stuff, and this kid told on him, and he beat the snot out of the kid. He beat the shit out of this kid, right? Just banged his head on the concrete, did all kinds of shit to this kid. And so now he's facing jail time. And This guy comes in, this Native American guy comes in, and what's up with you, Mr. Rocky? And this Native American guy comes in and he sees him and he's talking to this kid, this 15-year-old kid, troubled kid. He sees the pain in his eyes. And he goes before the court and goes before the system and talks to people into allowing him to take him to this remote island in Alaska and just let him work with him there. He's going to spend some time there to deal with his issues. Stay with him. We're going to go somewhere. It's going to be life changing. It's going to be profound. He just wanted to take this kid and just isolate him in the remote mountains of Alaska and just let nature and let the animals be his teacher. Let them help him heal. And so the story goes on to where he's there and he's mad at the world. He's angry. He's just going through hell. What's up with you, Libra love? Man, he's catching hell there. Man, the weather's jacked up. It's cold. It's raining. You know, the water's freezing. Man, he burns all his supplies. There's this bear that attacks him and beat the shit out of him. Almost kills him. You know what I mean? And so this kid is catching hell up in the mountains of Alaska. But he wanted to do it because he wanted to get out of going to jail. He didn't want to go to jail. He didn't want to be around his sorry family anymore. He didn't want to be around his dad, his mom, and all these other people. And so, man, he's just catching hell. Everywhere he turns, it's hell. You know what I mean? He's laying on the ground out there. He's got mauled by this freaking huge white bear. Man, his stomach and chest is ripped up, ribs are broken. Man, broken pelvic bone. His arm is broken from where the bear bit him. Just threw him around like he was a rag doll, right? And so he's laying up at the sky and he's hearing the thunder and, man, seeing the lightning, just the skies at war. And this kid's sitting there, he's laying there, and the tears are running down his eyes. Man, I'm gonna die alone. Nobody knows I'm here. Nobody knows where I'm at. Nobody knows the pain I'm going through. And I'm laying here and I can't move. And the sky's at war. My whole life has been at fucking war. Everywhere I turn, there's freaking turmoil. And nobody knew the pain of this kid. And so he's sitting there, he's reflecting back on his life of just how fucked up his life was. And man, so many of us could relate to this poor kid. You know what I mean? And his, man, on the outside, man, his mom was dressed real nice, always dressed nice, always presentable, always a picture perfect model. You know what I mean? His dad dressed in a nice suit, money galore. You know what I mean? Just money, just wealth. He just bought whatever he wanted. But when he got drunk and when things didn't go right in business, man, he took it out on his son. When his son didn't meet his expectations, man, he took it out on his son. And he beat the shit out of his son. He abused his son. And his mom, knowing that he was being abusive, man, she would never come in because, man, his father would turn his wrath to his mom, to the kid's mom. Or he would beat the mom. And so she didn't want to get beat, and so she hid behind alcohol. Alcohol became her escape from dealing with her lunatic husband, her raging husband. Her alcohol became her escape from having to deal with her son that she loved and adored, but she didn't know how to help. She didn't know how to rescue him from his father. And so, man, she just started drinking to deal with the pain, drinking to escape from the reality. And all that did was fucked up the boy even more. Because his mom, who should have been nurturing and protective, she wasn't that at all. The father, who was there supposed to be guide him and to show him all this stuff about being a man, man, he didn't show him that stuff at all. He felt the pain of his father. He felt the rejection of his father. He felt the pain of not living up to the expectations of his father, and his father constantly beat the shit out of him. And so now he's full of rage, he's full of anger, and he's taking it out on the world. Anybody that questioned him, anybody that stood up to him, man, he was taking his pain out on the world. We're talking about fighting demons and conquering monsters. And the truth is, family, so many of us, we have so much that we've been fighting from the gate. We've been fighting since we came to this fucking planet. We've been angry and mad since we came here. Not knowing why we were thrown in this toxic family, not knowing why we had to go through all the hell we went through. And life is so fucking unfair when we sit there and start looking at why did my dad have to be like this? Why is my mom like this? Why am I in this family? Why am I in this raggedy poor ass city? Why am I in this fucked up no good sorry ass state and ain't shit here? Why am I this? And we got all this fucking pain and suffering. And God had to show me, even through this book, Elijah, you're fighting demons. Elijah, you're fighting monsters. And what am I saying? It's Elijah, as long as you look at your life from that perspective, as long as you nitpick and pick up each little thing about your life, you'll always see the bad. What am I saying? And so God had to show me, even through this book. He said, Elijah, I'm going to grab some rocks. My queen has some rocks right there. I'm going to grab a few of these rocks. He said, Elijah, your life, man, this is something that went wrong for you in your life. This is your sorry dad. So you say, Elijah. This is your dad. This rock right here. This is your mom being killed. This is you being abused, sexually molested. This is you been verbally and physically beat down as a kid. 4 ingredients, 4 things that made you who you are. 4 things that's caused you to be so angry and so bitter and so untrusting. These 4 things individually are toxic as fuck to you. He said, Elijah, this right here, this is eggs. By itself, man, you don't just eat not boiled eggs, but just take a raw egg and just crack it open and you just swallow it. Man, that's some nasty. I used to do that shit when I was bodybuilding. That's some nasty shit. That's slimy as fuck. Eating raw eggs, that's what this rock represents right here. This rock right here, my mom. Man, this represents flour. Just plain flour. Man, nobody in their right minds just grabs a handful of flour and just starts eating it by its fucking self. That's nasty as hell. No taste, bland, just useless by itself. This little rock, man, that's a little sugar. It's a little sugar. You only get a little bit of good stuff in life. You only get a little bit of beauty in life. You only get a little good things in life that makes you feel good. That's the sugar. This last rock right here. Water, milk, whatever you want to use. These 4 ingredients are the basic ingredients for a cake. But individually, man, they're nasty as fuck. But when you combine them together, man, they make this sweet tasting cake. They make this cake that is, damn, that shit's so fucking good. But when you separate the ingredients and you try to consume the ingredients by itself, man, this is some nasty ass fucking shit. Why am I having to eat this shit? Why am I having to consume this shit? And what God has said, so many of us, we get so fixated on the one little ingredient, the toxic family you grew up in. We get so fixated on your daddy issues. You get so fixated on your mama issues. You get so fixated on the baby or the baby you never had, you've always wanted. You get so fixated on the fact that, man, nobody loves you. You get so fixated on the fact that you've always been rejected. You get so fixated, you've gotten your heart broken over and over again. And what God is saying to us, man, you're fighting monsters. You're overcoming monsters. Today, you're fighting demons. And what God has said, man, you got to change your perspective. You got to change how you see life. As long as you see these rocks or these things individually, man, you can't see the big picture. You can only see the big picture by getting connected to God. You can only see the big picture by meditating and getting in alignment with Source, Universe, the Most High. And only then can you see the big picture. And it's always after the fact. It's always in retrospect that we're able to sit back and say, damn, That's why I went through that. Because when you take a cake and you put all these ingredients together, you got to crack the eggs open. You got to rip the bag of flour open and pour that in. Man, you got to throw some sugar in there, in the milk or whatever. And then you got to get a beater and you got to beat the shit up. You got to beat it real good so all the ingredients are blended together. You got to get all the lumps and chunks up out of it. And God has said, man, that's what I've been doing to your life. I know it hurts. I know it's uncomfortable. I know it's painful. I know it's confusing, but I've been beating the shit out of your life. Why? Because I'm making you into a beautiful tasting cake so I can present to the world. I'm making you into something beautiful. I'm making you into something that's delicious. But you can't see that right now because all you can feel is the batter just beating the shit out of you. All you can feel, you're the egg being cracked open and you're coming out of your comfort zone. You're the sugar being thrown in. You're the flour. You're all this shit being lumped together and it's uncomfortable as hell. It's out of your comfort zone and it's painful and it's confusing. And God is saying, I hear it. I know it. But I have to take you somewhere. I have to do this. And so many of us, we sit there and we cry and we're so fucking brokenhearted and we're so frustrated and we're so suicidal and depressed and angry at the world. Why me? And God is saying, you don't understand. You can't see the big picture. You're mad because you're saying you're this egg being cracked open. You're mad because you're going through the beating process. And God is saying, you don't understand. You missed the picture. I'm making you into a beautiful cake that I'm going to present to the world. I'm giving you as this cake to the world. But you see yourself as these little sorry-ass ingredients. You see yourself going through this process of getting the shit beat out of you. And it's painful. It's uncomfortable. It's confusing because life ain't going the way you thought it should go. Life ain't working out like you thought it should be working out. You ain't got the shit that you thought you should have in life. And so you're sitting there looking at your life like, fuck my life. Fuck me. Why me? Because you don't even see that God is giving you as a gift to humanity. You see yourself, man, I ain't shit good about my life. Man, ain't nothing positive about my life. Ain't nothing good going right in my life. And woo-doo-doo, man, it's all bad. If it's all fucking bad, you know what I mean? And that's how we feel sometimes when we're not connected to God. When we're not connected to Source. It's all fucking bad. And God is saying, man, I got you in this process. I got you isolated. I got you in the wilderness of Alaska or wherever you're at. Surrounded by animals, surrounded by people. And nobody to show you love. Nobody to show you how much you mean to them. Nobody around you telling you how proud they are that you're still here. Nobody around you telling you that you matter. We miss you. We care about you. Nobody checking up on you. Nobody sending you a text message or calling you and saying, man, I love you. Man, let's go out to eat. My treat. Man, I was just thinking, I don't want nothing from you. Man, I just want to tell you I love you. Man, I don't want nothing from you. Man, I just got a blessing for you. I just want to give you something. You are on my heart. You're on my mind. Man, let me take you out to eat. Man, let me buy you this. Man, let me do something for you. We ain't got that in our lives because God has us in that beating process. God has us in that breaking process. God has us in that mending process. And see, the trip is, as the egg being pulled out of the carton, you got the two eggs. Now they're completely separated from the rest of the eggs. And they're cracked, and the shells are thrown away. And the yolk and the egg is sitting in the bowl. And the yolk and the egg is sitting there down. Why me? Why me? Why have I been stripped from my covering? Why has my life been turned upside down? Why am I catching all this fucking hell? Why is everybody dogging me the fuck out? Why is my phone so fucking dry? How come nobody loves me? How come nobody cares about me? How come God ain't even checking up on me? How come God don't even love me? If God loved me, he wouldn't put me through this hell. If God loved me, he wouldn't allow all this shit to happen to me. If God loved me, he wouldn't allow this dude to just break my heart and fuck my life up. If God loved me, he wouldn't allow this woman to just cheat on me and just do me wrong like this. If God loved me, he wouldn't allow me to have these crazy ass fucked up family members and this fucked up daddy and this fucked up mama, and I wouldn't have went through the hell that I went through. If God loved me, I wouldn't be in this situation. And that's how so many of us feel. And God is saying, I love you. That's why you're where you're at. I love you. That's why I got you isolated from everybody else. I love you. That's why I pulled you away from everybody else. Because I'm going to do something special with you. I'm going to do something unique with you. I'm going to do something peculiar with you. You can't see it now. You don't feel it now. You don't understand it now. And that's okay. Trust the process. Trust the process. And that's so hard for so many of us, is to trust God, because our whole life we grew up and we've learned the hard way. You can't trust motherfuckers. You can't trust your daddy to be there for you. You cried, you wanted your daddy to come pick you up. And he said he was going to come pick you up. He said he was going to come get you this weekend and have you come over, and he was going to take you to the movies and take you to the game and take you to get some ice cream. And you sat there waiting for your daddy over and over and over, and your daddy never showed up. You learn not to trust your daddy. Because weekend after weekend, he broke your heart. You learn not to trust your mama. Because she kept telling you, oh, baby, I'm going to get this for you. Oh, baby, yeah, I'm going to get that. I'm going to get that. I'm going to get that. And it was always later, always later. It was always next paycheck. It was always next week. It was always next time. But mama never came through. And so you learn, man, I can't even depend on my fucking mama. And you start looking towards your friends and your siblings, and you learn from an early age, man, I can't even trust my fucking sister. I can't even trust my fucking friends. I thought you was my friend. Why'd you go tell that boy that stuff? I thought you was my homie. Why'd you go tell that girl that shit? Why you do me this way? And so our whole childhood, we grew up learning, man, you can't trust nobody. And so what we taking was, man, I can't even trust God. We start looking around at everybody else's life. Damn, they got all their shit together. They got their mama and daddy. Man, they going on vacations. Man, they got a nice car. Man, she got nice school clothes. Man, she got the latest backpack. And she got the freshest kicks. And she got the nicest jeans. And he got this and got this. Man, and I ain't got shit. Why? And so we learn not to trust people. And then we get in relationships, and the person we just open up our heart to, and we think this is going to be my Romeo Juliet situation. This is going to be my homie, my ride or die. And man, if nobody got my back, she got my back. If nobody got my back, he got my back. And then come to find out, he ain't never had your back. He was always cheating on you. He was always creeping. She never had your back. She was always dogging you out to the homies. She was always running you down to her girlfriends. She was always plotting on you. You just didn't know it. And it's a trap. I've talked to so many women. So many women And a lot of them don't have girlfriends. A lot of them don't fuck with other women. Talk to so many guys, man, and they don't fuck with dudes. I'll work with you, but after work is over, I'm not fucking with you. You ain't calling me. I'm not calling you. We ain't going out nowhere. We ain't shooting no dice nowhere. We ain't playing hoops. We ain't doing shit. I fuck with you at work because I got to. On my time, man, I can't fuck with none of y'all raggedy motherfuckers. And so many women, I don't trust these bitches. I don't trust bitches. Fuck these women. Why? Because they've learned early not to trust. They've learned early, man, I can't trust people. I trust this person at work and they dogged me out to the boss. I trusted this person at work and the dude that I wanted, she slept with him. The girl that I wanted, this motherfucker dogged her out and he went and did some stuff with her. So I've learned, man, I can't talk to nobody. Man, I gotta have my own back and fuck the world. It's me against you and me against the world. And because I don't trust anybody, I can't really trust God. Because I've learned early not to trust. I've learned early to always doubt and to question people's motives and to second guess everything they say, to second guess everything they do. It's a trick. We have social media, and that allows us to stay, quote unquote, connected to people 24 hours a day. Social media and our cell phone, man, we're able to stay intimately connected with people 24 hours a day if we need to, if we want to. See, with our phones, we could pick up our phone and I could FaceTime you. Before I moved out here with my queen, man, we would be on the phone just FaceTiming each other. We would fall asleep with the phone on, FaceTiming each other. And it's a trip because I sit back and I think about that and reflect that, man, I could FaceTime somebody in another country. But we don't trust people. We don't trust people. We have access to so many people all over the world. And yet we have less friendships. We have less intimate, true friendships. Less intimate, honest relationships. We could be connected to anybody in the world. And yet our relationships are superficial. Because we don't trust people. Because everybody has a motive. Everybody has an end goal. Everybody is plotting. Fighting demons. And so what God had to show me, Elijah, yes, your father was abusive. Elijah, yes, your father rejected you. Your father was physically and verbally abusive. Yes, your father murdered your mom. Yes, you were molested twice as a 6-year-old kid. Yes, you were beat down and verbally assaulted and all this other stupid shit as a kid. But all the shit that you went through, all the women who broke your heart, all the women who left you, and whatever the case would happen, man, those were just the ingredients that I was putting in the cake. Why? So that you could become the person that you are today. See, the person that you are today won't be the same person that you will be 5 years from now. The person that you are today won't be the same person you'll be 10 years from now. But it took all of that. All the pain. It took all the suffering. It took all the trauma, all the drama. Why? To build a foundation. So that when I present you to the world, man, they're going to sit there like, damn, this is some fucking good cake. And you can sit there and be like, no, motherfucker, that's molestation. No, motherfucker, that's being sexually abused. That's having your father murder your mama right in front of you as a kid. That's your father rejecting you. That's your mama dying early. That's your mama not wanting you. That's your siblings dogging you the fuck out. That's broken heart over here, broken heart over there, rejection over here, rejection over there, abandonment over here. That's all this shit put together. That's what all that tastes like. That's what all that looks like. It's beautiful, isn't it? It's good as fuck, isn't it? But when I break it down individually and I get fixated on the little things, when I get fixated on the ingredients, man, if I don't deal with if I don't deal with my perspective, I'll never reach my full potential. As long as I'm fixated on the little tiny ingredients separately. As long as I'm fixated on the women dogging me out, I'll never be able to help reach women. I'll never be able to help men heal. Daughters understand their mama and their daddy. I'll never be able to help young sons understand what it takes to be a man. It's a trip. Because we look at all these people that have caused us pain. We look at all these people that have hurt us and that have abused us. And we never understand how their life became their life. See, it's easy as fuck to sit back in judgmental and selfishness and arrogance and self-righteousness. Man, let me look at my daddy. That motherfucker always was in the fucking penitentiary. That motherfucker's always out on the fucking streets doing some criminal shit. That motherfucker's always a motherfucking womanizer. That motherfucker's always violent. He was always fighting and doing stupid shit. He was always drinking and smoking. He was always wilding the fuck out. It's easy to sit back in judgment of my father. But I don't know the shit that my father went through. I wasn't there as a kid when my father was growing up. I don't know the pain and the suffering that impacted his life. And you don't know the pain and the suffering that impacted the life of your mama. You don't know the pain and the suffering that impacted your daddy. Or the person that hurt you. I'm going to bless you, Raquel, for your donation. You don't know the pain that they went through. Just because you don't see their pain, just because you don't see what they've gone through, don't mean that they didn't go through some shit. See, the issue isn't that they've gone through shit. The issue is the great majority of them never learned how to deal with their shit. And because they never learned how to deal with their shit, now they got kids. And because they got kids, the kids are paying a price. This is why I say we got to grow the fuck up. Because if we don't grow the fuck up, man, the next generations and the generations after ours is going to have to pay the price for our fucking suffering, for our fucking baggage. You hear me talking about all the time, man, we have to be generational curse breakers. See, it's easy to sit back and say, damn, these motherfuckers, they just sorry as fuck. These generations, the generations before mine, them motherfuckers just didn't do shit. Man, what the fuck? And here's the trip, family. My grandfather's from Texas. Beaumont, Texas. And his family had oil wells in Texas, black men. The government was paying them to keep the oil wells capped so that no company could come in and get the oil. My grandfather, my generation, I grew up poor as fuck. Poor as fuck. I remember being on welfare when we had paper. We didn't have EBT cards back then. We had the little green paper dollar bills, whatever you want to call them. The red ones, the brown ones, whatever, the blue ones. And they were all different price. I grew up poor as fuck. We had to go to Salvation Army to get our school clothes, if we got anything. Going through barrels at thrift stores, looking for something decent to wear. And yet, my grandfather, his generations, was getting money from the government. He was getting gold certificates and silver certificate bonds from the government to keep the oil wells capped. In my generation, we're having to get secondhand and third-hand fucking clothes to go to school? We ain't got fucking supplies? Our fucking lights have been shut off? We ain't got no fucking food? Generational curses. Fighting demons. See, my grandfather and them, they were so money hungry. My grandfather every year had got a new fucking Cadillac. My grandfather stayed suited and booted. I love dressing up. I love wearing Stacey Adams and nice clothes. I get that from my grandfather and my father. You know what I mean? They love dressing up. They always had nice shit. But they didn't manage money right. They didn't manage money right. Generational curse breakers. See, so many of us were born into generational curses. You don't understand why you ain't got your finances together. You don't understand why you just can't accomplish some shit. You don't understand why your mind's just like all over the fucking place. You don't understand why your relationships just can't seem to work. You can't understand why your businesses, no matter how great the idea, why they're always falling apart. You don't understand that motherfuckers have cursed your grandfather and your daddy and your mama and your great-granddaddy or your grandma or your mammy. They've been cursed because they did some shiesty ass shit. They're cursed because they did some shit that they wasn't supposed to. So now you're coming into the world. And nobody's talking about how grandpa was a fucking hoe and grandpa sleeping with everybody's fucking wife and how grandma was doing da-da-da and how daddy was doing do-do-do and how mama was doing da-da-da. See, he wasn't saved all her life. Grandpa wasn't saved all his life. Now they done got Jesus and they done got sanctified and Holy Ghost filled and water baptized. And man, they running for the Lord, but they ain't telling you all the shit they did before that. See, they don't got saved. They don't got in church. They don't got some fucking religion. They don't got some fucking education. And now they're uppity. You know, they don't got saved. They don't got sanctified. I mean, that's beneath me. I don't do stupid stuff like that. But your ass wasn't always like that. And so now these curses are on the family. And nobody's talking about this shit because nobody wants you to see grandpa in a bad light. Nobody's talking about this shit because grandma was, man, she was the matriarch of the family. She was saved and sanctified, a God-fearing woman, but she was a hoe before that. She was a dog before that. She was a murderer before that. Ain't nobody talking about that shit. just corrupt before that. And nobody wants you to see them in a bad light. So everything they talk about is God this and God that, and God's my keeper and God's my provider and all this other sanctified shit. But they ain't talking about the shit they did before God. And so, man, now we're in the world and we're trying to figure shit out. But ain't nobody talking to us. We're trying to figure shit out. We're trying to understand, why am I so fucked up? Why is my life so fucking confusing? And ain't nobody, oh, you just need to pray. No, praying ain't changing this shit right here. It's got to go deeper. You're going to have to fight some fucking demons. You're going to have to conquer some monsters. And the trip is, for generational curse breakers, man, it's a lonely fucking road. It's a lonely process. Your family ain't trying to do it. Your mama ain't trying to do it. Your daddy ain't trying to do it. And so here you are, and you're trying to understand why. Because you're asking all the questions. And see, you just been just an inquisitive kid. I'm just trying to understand some stuff. So let me ask Mama, what was she really like? Mama, was you always saved? Mama, did you always believe in Allah? Mama, did you always do this right? Mama, and if you're not careful, man, you put them in the corner. And they'll tell you, stop asking so many fucking questions. And the trip is, they have us making believe that they got this shit all together. Like they've never done wrong before. Like they ain't never been on the street selling pussy and dick before. Like they ain't never been doped up before. Like they ain't never slept with somebody else's husband. Like they ain't never slept with somebody else's wife. And you sitting there trying to figure out, damn, I ain't never slept with somebody else's wife. Why am I having to catch all this fucking hell in my relationships? Maybe you didn't in this life. Maybe that's a curse that you got to go through. Because your daddy, because of your mama, because your grandpappy and your grandmammy. And everybody's relationship after theirs has been cursed. It's a trip, because when I look at I told you my grandfather. My grandfather was John B. Broadway II. My daddy was John B. Broadway III. I was John B. Broadway IV. And I sat back and I was looking, damn, everybody on my fucking family have fucked up issues when it comes to relationships. Why do every man in my family tree have a fucking issue when it comes to a fucking marriage or when it comes to relationships? Why does everybody in my family, as far as the men, have issues when it comes to their fucking son and their fucking daddy? How come none of the sons and fathers get along? This is a grown folk channel. We keep shit 100% real here. We keep it real here. Some people don't like it because it's too transparent, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? It is what it is. You can't heal. You can't fight demons and conquer your fucking monsters faking the fucking funk, hiding from the fucking truth. Grow the fuck up. And so, man, we have to get in alignment with God. We have to, and I'm not talking about fucking church. I'm not talking about fucking religion. I did that shit because my grandpa was a preacher. My grandma was a mother in the church, all praying and laying hands on people and doing all this great stuff for the church. And the families was fucked up. The families was at war. The family was ready to kill each other. But they doing all this shit for God, for the church, and for everybody else. And the households was fucking destructive and chaotic at best. This is real shit. This is real shit. Fighting demons. And so we come into this world and we're like, fuck, damn, I don't know if I signed up for all this bullshit. Man, I don't know if I agreed to all this shit prior to coming here. I don't know if I want to do with all this shit, right? And so we want to fucking escape because we don't understand it. Because nobody's talking. Because they're ashamed. They're embarrassed. They're in denial. And so they don't want you to look at them different. They don't want you to see them, oh, damn, you was doing all that shit and you was doing all that. What the fuck? Mama, you was a hoe. Mama, how many dicks did you suck? Mama, how many dudes did you have? Daddy, damn, did you have this fuck everybody? Damn. And they don't want to hear all that shit. And it's not that we're standing in judgment. We just want to understand. Who am I? Why am I the way that I am? That's part of my DNA. That's part of our DNA. And so, although the family ain't giving you the information to help you heal, they just gonna tell you to pray about it. Well, fuck, Grandma, you've been praying your whole life, ain't shit got better. Damn, Dad, you've been praying your whole life, ain't shit got fucking better. I gotta do something different. I gotta think outside the box. Because obviously, fucking religion ain't the answer. Obviously, going to church and giving these people all your fucking money don't solve the financial problem for us. Because black people should be the wealthiest people in the world then. Because we always giving money to the fucking church. We always at the fucking church and ain't got shit to show for it. Ain't got shit to show for it. We still fucked up. We still got the pain and the trauma. We just disguise it upon I'm saved, sanctified, Holy Ghost filled, water baptized, hate them, ha, and all this other bullshit. We put on nice suits and we cover it up. But we never deal with the fucking demons. We never conquer the fucking monsters. We just pass the shit along in our DNA. Oh, if I get saved, if I get sanctified, if I get educated, then I'll pass that. That's all my kids will see. Oh, I got a doctorate degree in sociology. I got a doctorate degree in psychology. I'm a business major. And we'll do. And we put on these pretense of, oh, we're all together. And so then our kids grow up. Our kids grow up and they learn to fake the funk. They grow up and learn to be deceptive. They grow up and they learn to be great liars. Why? Because while Mama shouting, talking about praise the Lord, and Jesus is my everything, she won't allow you to answer the door because it's a fucking bill collector. While Mama's shouting and Daddy's up preaching, man, you gotta lie. Because Daddy ain't home right now with the money. And Daddy hide in the bathroom. And so while they're beating your ass for lying, they got you lying for them. They see you at church when you get around all the saints and all the people of God. Man, everything's together. I love my wife. She's my right hand. And blah, blah, blah. And God blessed me. And God broke the mold when he made her. And all this bullshit. But then they see y'all at home fighting and you beating the shit out of her. And you cussing her the fuck out. But then when the saints come around, oh my God, I love my king and he's this and that, and I bow down to him and I'm there for him and da-da. And when he's at home, he ain't shit and you don't want to cook it and you slamming his plate in front of him. If you half-ass cooking it, you ain't doing shit. You ain't treating him like that at home. And the kids see this and they hear this. But then when you get out in public, man, you're the perfect family. And so the kids grow up and they're at war with themselves because they see the fucking hypocrisy. Fighting our demons. So what God has shown me is, Elijah, you're not your daddy. You're not your grandpa. You're not your grandma. You're not your mama. Elijah, you got to do what they wasn't willing to do. Elijah, you have to break the fucking curses. You don't know how far back the curses go. See, every generation should get better. Let me say it again. Every generation, the family should get better. It should get healthier. It should get stronger. It should get deeper in its spiritual understandings. But the truth is, when we look at our generations, it's like, fuck. These little badass motherfuckers every generation get worse and worse. You know what I mean? These little bad motherfuckers don't respect nobody. These little motherfuckers are off the fucking chain. These little motherfuckers, and we so hard on these fucking kids. We're so hard on these generations. Where the fuck did they learn that bullshit from? Where the fuck did they learn that disrespect? Where the fuck did they learn the bullshit and the lie? Where did they learn the self-hate from? Where did they learn where and how to minimize women and to sexualize women? We can sit here all we want and talk about these little ignorant ass motherfuckers chasing the bag. And the bag being the most important thing to them. Where did the fuck they learn that shit from? How many motherfuckers in their family was selling each other out, was dogging each other out over the bag? We're quick to shift the blame. We're quick to not want to accept responsibility for our role in anything. We talk about all the shit that black people have gone through in America. Family. Newsflash. Newsflash. It was black people who sold us into fucking slavery. Let me say that again. We talk about all the turmoil and all the bullshit that we as African Americans have gone through in America. And we neglect and we dismiss the bullshit we went through in Africa before we even got to fucking America. We dismiss and ignore the fact that black people that look just like you, look just like me, that was our ancestors, sold us into fucking slavery. Talking about generational curses. See, if you're gonna fix the problem, you gotta go to the root cause of the fucking problem. And it's easy for black people in America to talk, white man this, and the white man is always trying to keep us under their feet. And the white men have a ceiling, a glass ceiling for us, and the white men will never let us, and we wouldn't have been here if it hadn't been for the black people selling us out. We wouldn't have been here if it hadn't been for black people kidnapping us and taking us from our families and woo-doo-doo and selling our asses. Let's keep this shit fucking real. How do we break the curses? You have to acknowledge the fact that, damn, this shit runs deep. This shit runs fucking deep. And I may never get to the root cause. I may never get to all of it. But I'm going to do my damnedest to get to the root fucking cause. I'm going to do my damnedest to break the fucking cycle. So that when my life is up, when my time here on this planet is done, I could raise my hand and say, damn, I did everything that I could. I did everything that I could to break all the fucking curses. To stop the stupid shit. To stop the foolishness. To give the kids, the next generations, a better chance. A better starting point. So that they don't have to go through all the bullshit that I had to. So they don't have to deal with all the trauma that I had to. So they can focus on their goals and what they want to accomplish in life. And they ain't got to deal with daddy issues and mama issues and being sexually abused and raped and all this other bullshit. Man, fighting demons. Man, that's shallow work. That's hard work. That's the shit nobody really wants to talk about. That's the shit nobody really wants to deal with. See, we want to just sit there, just pray about it, and just don't think about that stuff, and just give it all to God. Just give it to God. And we've been praying about this shit. We've been ignoring this shit. Man, bless you for the donation. Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Man, I appreciate that. We've been talking about this shit, praying about this shit, but we haven't been resolving this shit. And that's why it keeps getting fucking worse. That's why when you look at the next generation, they're more fucking confused with who they are than we were. They're more lost than when we were that age. They're more misguided than we were. They're more fucked up than we were. They think they're woke. They think they got the shit figured out. That's part of the fucked up process to keep them dumbed down. That's part of the fucked up process to keep them in this fucking state of being cursed. They ain't got to resolve shit because they got it all figured out. They ain't got to resolve shit because they fucking woke. Man, we have to grow up. We have to understand, a weak-minded motherfucker can't do this shit. I'm gonna say it again. It takes a strong person to go through the breaking process. It takes a strong person to say, okay, God, you have me in this process of fucking my world up. You have me in the process of complete isolation. You have me in the process of you blending me with all this stupid shit that I don't fucking understand. And the truth is, I'm mad as fuck, God, because I don't want to be here because it hurts so fucking bad. I'm so fucking lonely. I'm so fucking miserable. I'm so fucking confused. But God, I gotta learn how to trust you. I gotta learn how to trust God. And that's why so many of us, we get caught up in fucking church. We get caught up in fucking religion. And the truth is, we'll walk away from religion. We'll turn our backs on God because we thought we were going to find God. We thought we were going to find the answers. And all we got was fucking religion. All we got was more man-made bullshit. We went to church hoping they were going to help me understand the bullshit. And now I see everybody else is there. They're fucking sheep. You know what I mean? In wolves' clothing. What I mean? They're wolves in sheep's clothing. What I mean is they come to church, they're just as fucked up as I am. They come to church, they're just as hurt and messed up and twisted as I am. But they put on a nice fucking suit. They wear nice fucking dresses and nice hats and gloves and get out on the fur coats and the minks and all the bullshit. And they're still fucked up. And they're not really dealing with their trauma and their drama. They're masking their fucking pain in religious jargon. And you go there looking for answers. And you get more hurt in the process. You become more confused in the process. And here's the trick. They fuck you up so much emotionally and spiritually. They have you convinced you're going to fucking hell. Because you don't, they gotta be more than this. This can't be all that I'm here for. I gotta believe that there's more to fucking life than this bullshit. And they have you so scared of dying and going to fucking hell. They have you so fucking terrified of God turning his back on you, of God rejecting you, to where you don't question what the pastors say. You don't question what the pastor's wife say or the pastor's mother say in the church no more. You just go with what they say, and in your spirit and your intuition and your gut, you know it's bullshit, but I don't want to be ostracized. I don't want to be blackballed. I don't want to be separate from them. I just want to fit in and just come to church and just hide. Let me just come and sing in the choir. Let me just be a deacon. Let me just be an usher. I don't want to deal with none of the bullshit. I don't want to deal with the fucking issues and all the other stupid politics that go on in church. And the more we're there, the longer we get frustrated. Then we get to one of the fucking, I'm not going this Sunday. Fuck it, I'm not going this Sabbath. And we stop going. And they start sending us text messages, phone calls. Oh, sister so-and-so, I miss you in the house of the Lord. You know the Bible says that thou shalt not, forsake the assembling of thyself together. And all this other bullshit they talk to you about. And they're convincing you that, man, I got to take my ass back to church. I got to keep paying my tithes and offering. I got to keep doing what the pastor say. I got to keep doing da-da-da-da. And they're fucking me up. They're manipulating me. They're emotionally manipulating me. They're emotionally fucking you over, and you can't even understand it. You can't even see it. And you're tormented because God is telling you, bring your ass out of that fucking raggedy ass church. Bring your ass away from them toxic ass fucking people. God is telling you, your gut, your intuition is telling you, leave these deadbeat motherfuckers alone. But these motherfuckers in their self-righteous, arrogant, narcissistic ways is convincing you that they're right. And that's the devil inside of you telling you to stop going to church. That's the devil inside of you telling you to do your own fucking studying, do your own fucking research, to sit your ass down and meditate. That's the devil telling you to do that. You shouldn't be meditating. You should have to pray like this. And you should let the pastor anoint you with oil and all this bullshit. So you're at war because your gut, your spirit, your soul said, leave these raggedy, ratchet motherfuckers alone. You'll never be who all you came here to be, trying to fit in with them. You'll never reach your full potential trying to be like them. But then you hear all this noise coming from them. Your mama was in this church. Your daddy went to this church. Your grandpa and grandma was in this church. So everybody, your family is in this church. And they're trying to pressure you to keep your ass there. And you're more depressed being there. You're more frustrated being there because your spirit, your soul, your gut is telling you, come out, leave these motherfuckers alone. Let them do what they want to fucking do. Come over here. Come over here. Let me help you with some shit. Let me help you resolve some shit that these motherfuckers ain't resolving. Let me help you deal and see some shit that these motherfuckers ain't really trying to see, ain't really trying to understand. They're not trying to fucking heal. They've been in the church 30, 40, 50 years and still got anger issues. Been in the church all this time and still ain't resolved they fucking issues. We have to grow up. See, we've been taught that, man, you can only find God in the church. And anything that keeps you from the church is the devil. It's the evil spirits that's keeping you from coming to the church. It's the evil spirits. It's the devil and his minions that keep you from coming over here to where we could pray over you and we could keep you accountable and hold you up. And nah, motherfucker, it's the devil that got me stuck over here in this raggedy ass bullshit church. It's the devil that got me over here wanting to fit in with you motherfuckers. It's these evil spirits that got me wanting to be like y'all. We have to grow up. We have to grow up. Fighting demons. Conquering monsters. The demons of our family's past. Of our ancestral past. The monsters that we deal with. How can I learn to value myself? How can I learn to value other people like me? See, it's a trick because in the black community, just speak on the black community, in the black community, life don't have too much value in it. It's normal for us to see drug addicts. It's normal for us to see homeless people dumpster diving and begging on the corners. It's normal for us to see women out there selling their ass. It's normal for us to see people bumming and scraping and doing stupid shit to get their next fucking hit. It's normal for us to see young, strong black men pop, 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 doing stupid ass shit. And it's normal for us to see girls sagging their pants now with that pop, 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 pop bullshit too. That's become normal. That's everyday life. So how can we learn to value our own people? Black, white, Hispanic, Asian, whatever. How can we learn to value and love and respect and cherish our own people? When we see the foolishness going on. When it's been part of our DNA, part of our family curse, generational curse, to hate each other, to betray each other, to dog each other out. I made a video the other day talking about crabs in a barrel, crabs in a bucket. One of us start to climb out because we start thinking something, we start doing, and the other one reach up and grab us back down. Family. That goes back to the beginning of time. That's not something that just started with Black Americans, African Americans. Again, it was black folk that sold black folk into slavery to white folk. White people could never come to just Africa and just conquer the whole fucking continent. They had to come in and get black folks to do the fucking dirty work for them. But yet I hear all these fucking ignorant ass black folks talking about how woke they are. I hate white people, and white people ain't shit, and white people have always been a fucking problem. No, motherfucker, they couldn't do to Africa what they done to Africa or any other continent had not the people on that continent sold their own people out. We have to grow up. White people aren't the problem. Black people aren't the problem. Other nationalities and religious beliefs, that's not the problem. The problem is, I don't want to fucking do the work. The problem is, you don't want to do the fucking work. So it's easier for you to sit here and be a victim to white America. It's easier for you to sit here and be a victim to black African violence or whatever the case may be. It's easier to sit here and be a fucking victim. It's easy to sit here and just, the government don't give a fuck about us, and Republicans don't care about us, and Democrats don't give a fuck about us, and Asian people don't care about us, and Hispanic people don't care about us, and black people don't care about us, and politicians don't care, and white. It's easier to sit back and act like you're fucking helpless and be hopeless than it is for you to man the fuck up, than it is for you to woman the fuck up and say, oh, hell no, I don't give a fuck about none of that bullshit. I'm here to break the fucking curses. I'm here to change some shit. I'm here to flip this motherfucking planet upside down. I'm here to stop all the bullshit. I'm here to change every fucking thing. That's why I'm here. I don't give a fuck what you think about. You can sit here and say I'm narcissistic. You can sit here and say I'm arrogant and I'm high. I don't give a fuck. I came here to break these fucking curses. And your opinion about me don't fucking matter. You say I'm a black sheep. I don't give a fuck. I'm here to change some shit. You can't change shit going along with the fucking program. You can't change shit doing what everybody else has always done. You can't change some shit just trying to fit in and be accepted by the people that caused the fucking problem. How does that fucking look? How fucking insane is that? I'm trying to fit in with motherfuckers that cause so much fucking pain and trauma. I'm trying to be accepted by motherfuckers who ain't dealing with the real shit. I'm trying to be accepted by motherfuckers who ain't really looking at reality. They ain't keeping shit real. I'm so busy trying to be accepted and loved and valued by them. You got me fucked up. You know what I mean? You got me fucked up. We came here. We came here to say enough is enough. We came here to stand the fuck up. We came here to break the fucking cycle. We came here to be a beacon of hope, a beacon of love, to let the truth be known. It takes a strong person to be able to do that. It takes a determined person to be able to do that. And so all the shit that you've gone through in your breaking process, all the pain, the rejection, the abandonment, the beatings, everything you went through in that process was to help make you who you need to be. And see, here's the trick. I'm gonna bring this to a close pretty soon. After God take all the fucking ingredients to break you, to hurt you, to fuck you up. After God puts you in the bowl with all this other bullshit, And he turns the blender on and he beats the shit out of you. Then God does something else that's fucked up. And what I mean that's fucked up, God does something else. Just blew me away. After God blends you together, after God takes you and separates you and puts all this shit into your life, allows all this shit to happen to you, he puts you in a little baking utensil or baking dish, turns the fucking oven on, turns the fire up real nice and hot, as though you haven't been through enough, as though you haven't been broken enough, as though you haven't been hurt and bled enough, as though you haven't been isolated enough. God says, watch this. Watch this. Put your ass in a fucking fire. Has it real nice and hot. It's dark as fuck. It's dark as hell in the oven. It's hot as fuck in the oven. It's as though you've been burned and consumed alive. You've been consumed alive. And then God brings you out. And he sits you on top of the stove. And he looks at it. Well done. Well done. It's nice and right now. Now I can present you to the world. Now I can give you to the world as a gift of my love. As a token of my love, I can now present you to the world. And once they taste the bite of it, and they taste the love that put into it, they taste the sweetness of it, they taste all the fucking ingredients, and they're like, oh my God, this is so fucking good. Oh my God, this is so damn tasty. Damn, this is what I've been waiting for. But look at the process that you had to go through in order to get to that point. God couldn't just give them raw eggs. God couldn't just give them flour. God couldn't just give them sugar. He couldn't just throw some water to them. Man, he had to blend all that shit up. All of your pain, all of your suffering, he blended it all together. He beat it together. Then he threw it in the fire. See, so many of us, we feel like, fuck, I'm in the fucking fire now. The hell can't be no worse than this shit. I'm in the fire now in my life. And that's how so many of us are like, fuck, I'm being fucking consumed alive. Because we don't understand that God has the timer on. God has the timer on. And in divine timing, he'll pull you out of the oven and put you on the stove. And even after he puts you on the stove, he can't give you to the people. He can't present you to the, because it's too hot. Man, Andrew, thank you for that donation. The cake is too hot. He has to let it cool down to let it settle. Now he's able to just throw some extra sugar on top, some extra icing on top to make it all purdied up, to make it really appealing. Then he presents you to the world for their enjoyment. Don't miss the process. Don't get so frustrated with your life that you take your eyes off the process. You're fighting demons. You're conquering monsters. That's what you came here to do. You're a generational curse breaker. You're the black sheep of your family. They don't get you. They don't understand you. They ostracize you. They dog you out. Oh, that's my crazy ass fucking uncle. Oh, that's my stupid brother over there. That's, Uncle Jojo. He ain't rap too tight. That's crazy Susie. She ain't got her mind right. They come with all kinds of things to demonize you, to belittle you. Stay true to who you are. You're in the process. You're going through the process right now. It's hard. It's painful. It's lonely. It's dark. I get it. God gets it. He's not finished with you yet. He's not going to abandon you there. Trust the process. You're going to reach your full potential. You're going to accomplish all that you came here to do. Trust the process. Then you're able to say, man, everything is always working out for me. All things work together for my good. I understand why I had to go through all of that shit. I understand why I had to be brought up in that family and gone through the molestations and the rape and the abandonment and the beating and blah, blah, blah. I understand why I went through all that shit. And now I understand. And all that shit that hurt me, I can use it for the benefit of humanity. I've learned to flip the script. And I've gone from anger to purpose. We're going to talk more about that tomorrow, 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Anger. Anger. We're going to go from anger to purpose. To purpose. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. I didn't realize it was going to be this long. Man, we love you guys. My beautiful queen and I, we love you. We thank you for being part of this tribe, part of this family. Namaste. The God in me sees, recognizes, acknowledges, and cherishes the God in each and every one of you. You have a God-given purpose. You've gone through all the pain that you've gone through for a reason. It's part of the process. Part of the process. From going from cake ingredients to a beautiful, wonderful tasting cake that he could present to the world as a token of his love. Namaste. Happy healing. Peace.